Simone, I think that's actually sealed the minor premiership for you guys after the Swifts loss. So that must be pleasing, but is it just one step on what you want to do this season?
It is pleasing. It means that we've been playing some consistently good netball across the season, but it doesn't mean anything now unless we finish the season as the best team in the competition. So that's what our focus now. We've come through a really challenging period with the 2 games a week, and we have to readjust now to 1 game a week because you just have been in, that pattern. So we have to readjust, and our focus shifts to being, the best team in the competition. Finish these next 2 games as strongly as we can, and then focus on finals.
Does that shift the focus at all for those last 2 games? Does it become like a taper before you get to the finals because there's also that slightly longer period?
Yeah, we're going to have to. I'll have a think about it. To be honest, I just needed to get past this game and then reset for the last 2 rounds. We'll have a look at that.
And Collingwood, I guess it belies their position on the line, doesn't it? You always knew this was going to be a really tight game.
Yes, and we knew they were going to come out really hard. Look, I mean, there's a true rivalry there between us, and we knew that they would love nothing better than to beat us today. So, and they came out super strong. I don't think that we were actually really handled those first few minutes very well and got ourselves into a bad position again. And but certainly we sort of ground our way back into it.
I guess it does show again that you've got the troops there, haven't you? And that must, even though you don't want to get into those positions in the first place, it does build confidence that you can change things up.
It does. And we did have to change positions out there on court, but just the ability, the mindset of the girls that they are capable of changing things and turning things around and creating and making things happen for themselves.
Liz is obviously such a huge focus of your attack end, so obviously not having her for this game must have sort of been a massive sort of issue. But you must have been happy with how Maloney sort of stepped up today, especially with the feeding and sort of letting the ball.
Yes, Maloney was fantastic. She was just go, go, go. And it was great. It's a big moment for Taylor as well. It's her first time starting and with Elle coming on in that second half. So, but really pleased with Maloney. It's that's why she's one of our leaders, and she had a great game and took control and supported those around us as well.
And Mannix was obviously out the last 2 games. This was sort of coming back into the fold. How did you sort of see her?
Oh, I thought it's a tough gig when you're a goalkeeper on a big tall shooter when the ball's getting put over, but I thought she had herself in great position and was contesting really strongly. That's what we just said, you just have to keep contesting. And but it was great to see her out then. I think that was an important step for her, having been out a couple of weeks, wasn't it? Yeah.
Do you sort of look at, I guess, the lead up to the finals? Are you going to rest anyone? Or is it
to be honest, I haven't thought about the next 2 weeks. I seriously haven't. Our focus has been on these rounds, and we just sort of reset now and think about these next 2 weeks. We're off to Cairns, so we have to prep for that. And because you want to be playing, feeling good about what you're doing heading into finals. So that's our priorities, feeling good about what we're doing and going into finals confident and strong.
Sorry.
Oh, good on you.
I just want to follow up on a couple of these. Just first of all, and if you can name check her in it, but just arguably your best, or one of your best players, Liz Watson, out.
Yes.
But still to have quite a dominant win. Just talk me through how motivating that is for the team.
It's really important, and it's really disappointing for Lizzie, and she hates it because I don't think she's been injured since she was about 15, so it's a whole new thing for Lizzie. But I guess the challenge for us is there's not really much time to prepare because with the short weeks, it's not much time on court. But Taylor, Al, any of the squad, we've been training for a number of years, so it's important that they get out there and feel what it's like and to show what they can do as well. But I think it was mentioned before, just the leadership around them is really good to see.
How tired and fatigued do you actually think the girls are, and if you can be as honest as humanly possible?
No, I think probably the coaches more fatigued than the girls, to be honest. The girls have actually been handling it very well. put a lot of focus on that recovery and that rest and that just getting away from it. So, you know, when we train and we play, I don't see them, they do their own thing. It's just having that space away from netball. They're actually feeling pretty good. I think it's a good time for us now that we can have a couple of days off. They'll have a couple of days clear off to be able to refresh, and everybody really will be heading into the back end in good shape.
And finally, just on the rivalry again, you know, it's be incredibly important for netball that this is an incredibly strong rivalry constantly. How, you know, as a coach, you're all about yourself. I get that, and all about your own team. But how badly do you want that, you know, Melbourne versus Melbourne rivalry to be really, really strong?
Oh, it is important, and I think it's really brought out a new character within the netball scene in Victoria and Melbourne with the two teams, and it's been strong, super strong and real since the very first game, and we got a bit of a walloping from them last year in a couple of games, and we're actually very happy that we've beaten them twice this year, and it'll be strong again next year when we go again.
What is the status of Lizzie's ankle? Is it just a turned ankle?
Yes, she's just it's a bit sore, a bit swollen, and she's hating us at the moment because she's not allowed to do anything, and we're just maximising the time that she can just get off it. You don't have to be here, so which she's struggling with a bit. So, but we just want to maximise the time, the opportunity for everybody, and everybody sort of has their little niggles to get everything right.
So she being Cairns?
Yes. Yeah.
And tough game today, you knew they were going to come out at you, and how frustrating was it for you having to start the match on the bench and watch?
It was hard to watch. I think it got to about 8-0 pretty quickly. So I guess, yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but I think it was just those little mistakes that we did. They obviously did put a bit of pressure on us, but probably more we made those mistakes and were a bit frazzled and threw the ball away a bit. So that was a disappointing start for us, and we know other teams going forward, that's going to be hard to claw back. So got to learn from that, move on. But yeah, hard watching for a sideline, and all of a sudden I was on the court. So yeah, that went all right, and we were able to claw that back. So that was promising.
Yeah, there's a couple of games now, this game, the Fever game, where you've been down and found a way during the match on court to fix things. Does that really bolster your confidence going forward?
I think so, and I know in the past, you know, even last year, that was something that we really struggled with, was getting down in games, not being able to claw back, or being in front and losing the lead and not being able to come back. And that's something that I think for me really shines through for this year, is that we've been able to have leads and hold on to them. We've been down and be able to claw it back and those sort of things. So I think we put ourselves through a range of scenarios, leading us well into finals now in the last couple of rounds of the season. So yeah, I think we've had a bit of everything to get us through. So hopefully we don't get ourselves into those situations again, but at least we know that we can, claw it back.
I think that win sealed the minor premiership for you guys after Swift's loss. A couple of round matches left before you go into finals. Would you like to have a bit of a rest to make sure that calf's 100%, or you just want to play?
There was actually nothing wrong with my calf. I just pretended that it was an injury so I didn't have to play against Foul. Gave me no, it's fine. It was, and that's the thing with this season, is that, you know, in a regular season I might not have even really missed even a game, and I missed 2. So it was disappointing, and I was disappointed in that I did have to miss 2 games. But I think for us, we usually go well off playing all the way through, and excited. I think we actually cemented today that we finished top. So that was something that we spoke about in our debrief, that is something really exciting for us, but the job is far from over, and I think we're getting into the real pointier now, and it's all hard. It's going to get harder from here, so we have to bring our best.
Do you guys have the feeling that you have... I'm going to jinx you.
Don't jinx. My mum jinxed me in 2017.
What's the feeling there in the team? Do you feel like you've got the team to go through and win this?
I think so. I think it's a great group. We have 14 amazing players that we've had up here the whole time, and I think for us it's about, I guess, really focusing now on that four-quarter performance, and obviously today was not a four-quarter performance, but exciting for what this group can do. And I'm not jinxing us, but I think we do have a great group, and it's going to be really hard, but I believe that we can do it.
The girls, I know you've had a little bit of time off yourself, but how fatigued or how tired do you think the group are at all, or do you think everyone's...
I think everyone goes through different phases. I don't think it's everyone at the one time feels a particular way. I think with so many different people, we've been sort of up and down the whole time, and you're not always going to feel perfect. And I know I've had times where I've been a bit more tired or feeling really good, and I know other people have had that as well. So I think that's something that we've been able to manage really well, and the support staff have been really good with, what we're doing and what we're doing on our days off, not sitting in the sun, which I'm not a good example of not sitting in the sun because I've got a very good tan at the moment. But just managing what we're doing and making sure we're recovering and doing all the right things.
Now you have secured that top spot. Who don't you want to finish second? Who don't you want to come up with against in week one?
Interesting one. I think they're all great teams. I think Fever is someone that when they're on and Fowler's on, and they're pretty, I'm not going to say they're unstoppable, but it is hard. It is harder to be able to get that ball, and if they're on and they just have the confidence to let it go into her, it is quite hard to beat. But in saying that, we were down by a lot against them and were able to come back. So we take confidence from that and bring on anyone, I guess. We'll play anyone.
Thank you.